What's going on, guys? Sledgehammer70 here, and today I want to talk about resale value of your 2016 and even upcoming 2017 Camaro. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are modifying, doing changes, adjusting things to their car in hopes that it increases the value. Now, most people don't look at it that way. I know I don't look at it that way for my car. But there are some things that you could do to your car that will increase the value, but never as much as you invested into it. Now, many of you guys probably know this, but there's a lot of people that question it, or a lot of people who have questions in general. So, modifying your car. Now, the base value, and I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but most of you guys know the moment you leave a car dealership from buying a new car, 30% of that car's value, gone. It's gone. You're on an uphill battle from that day forward. Now, how do you close that gap? Basically holding onto the car, making the payments over the years until the residual value or until the value of the vehicle is level with the market value, right? And typically when it's a brand new car, first year model, those resale values or your depreciation value doesn't drop super dramatically. Unless it's just like a terrible car. And luckily, the 2016 Camaro was on the top of the list for highest resale value this last year. So that's good for us. But do know that when you buy brand new, you lose a lot of the value on your car the moment those back tires leave the lot. Now, some of the mods and upgrades that you do to your car that come with the price of your car that you're paying will allow that value to stay higher, right? So buying rims, whether it's the aftermarket rims or the LPO rims from GM, or even buying aftermarket rims that are actually good rims, will help not only in raising the value of your vehicle, but also can help in just making someone more interested in the product. Or even if you're doing a dealer trade-in, they'll give you more money specifically because you have nicer rims on your car. But things that won't ever pay back what you invested into them, 6-piston brakes. They're great, sure, for racetrack. Maybe to a track guy, it might be a more desirable option and he'll go with your car over Joe Blow's other car. But in regards to value for those brake calipers, they're just not there. It's never going to be near, it's like $500 maybe. And that upgrade cost is ridiculous. Magnetic ride control. It's going to make your car more desirable, but as far as making it more valuable, no. And in most cases, depending on how old your car is, people may have a little bit of worry about having to replace or have it checked out because it's a substantial cost to replace some of the components in there that will fail over time. But as far as other upgrades you can do that will make the car worth more money, like putting an exhaust on, that can help resale value. I know for the last couple of cars that I've had, I was actually able to get a little bit higher than Blue Book because of some of those upgrade mods I had done to my car, such as cold air intake, such as full exhaust. Those are the kind of things people are looking for in regards to improving that resale value. Like design aesthetic things like body kits and stripes and all that kind of stuff, not going to help your resale value. It's just not. Yes, it could make your car more desirable than someone else's, but you're typically not going to ever see that money back in your pocket. The other side is, the packages. Now, this will help your car overall retain value. So going from a 1SS to 2SS, you get a lot of gadgets and gizmos. You get the lighting, you get heads-up display, door seals, you get leather seating, heated and cooled seats. Again, that's all kind of bundled into the larger price of the vehicle in holding its retail, but no matter what, the depreciation is going to be just the same on that car as it is on a 1SS. Still the same engine, still the same brake setup. It's basically the same car, just with a few gizmos on it. So yeah, you're gonna get a little more money, but that depreciation value is gonna basically be the same factor rating overall. In regards to other things you can do, and this is more deeper engine mod stuff, but putting superchargers and turbochargers. Yes, you're gonna increase the value of your vehicle if you can find someone who's looking for that car with that kind of upgrades to it. The problem is you're never gonna see the amount of money that you've put into it. So usually, I mean, if you're gonna put that much money into your car, I really hope that you're planning on keeping that car for a long time, because that's the only way you're really gonna get benefit out of your investment. I mean, you're just never going to see as much money as you put into it when you resell it. It's just not going to be there. The only time that's ever a caveat is if you have a rare car or something that's really, really hard to get. That's the only time that that car will retain its value or potentially even gain value over what you paid for it. You're usually not going to get that out of a standard production car that they made tens of thousands of, but more the limited run style cars like the Z28. Who knows what that car for the 5th gen? They made only so many of those per year. Right now, they're pretty cheap to get because not many people want them, but 10, 15, 20 years from now, when those cars become a lot more scarce and harder to get your hands on, those cars can then in turn gain value and become worth, hopefully again, what they sold for, and then maybe even beyond. You never know. But with the way the car market is progressing these years, you don't see that as much as you do with the older ones, unless you have just a super rare car or it's the first one off the production line and you picked it up at Barrett-Jackson or something like that. Like, I'm never going to be able to afford those cars, and hopefully maybe some of you guys out there could, but resale value is a bitch, and you're going to lose money on your car no matter what. That's why there's a lot of people out there that just don't buy brand new cars. They just don't, because they don't want to pay that first owner tax. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. They want to get the car after someone's turned in their lease or after someone sold their financed vehicle and got into a different new vehicle. There's a lot of people out there that do it all the time, and get it for that basically 35% off the sticker price. And that's a really good way to go about things if you just don't care about having something brand new right away. It will save you a lot of money, and it's a good investment at that point, or it becomes an investment that's not so negative in value. Typically your car, since you have a lot less money tied into it, depreciation values drop a little bit over time, so you're really not going to lose nearly as much money as that first owner did. So buying secondhand is always a good way to go to save money, but you go with the fact that you never know what that other person did to that car, how they drove it, how hard they were on it. So you open yourself up to potential issues and more problems than I think a first owner would have. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys done a lot of mods to a car and took a bath on selling it or trying to get out from underneath the car down the road? What kind of upgrades have you put on your car that you have found that were more valuable in a transaction or a sale? Let me know in the comments below. It's a tricky place. I mean, we could spend a lot of money on our cars and just have it never return back to us. And that's kind of that's where the car enthusiast side of things comes in play. We're doing this to our cars to make, one, our cars unique, but two, because we just love doing it. Like, it's just what we're into. And I call it the hobby tax. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, shares, comments, always appreciated. Always look to the right-hand corner for any videos I may have linked to or talked about in my in these current videos. And hit that subscribe button if this video was, if you found it useful or insightful or just a good conversation. So, until next time, guys, I will see you on the road.